Greetings, dear people of God at Trinity and beloved friends beyond. Thank you for joining me for this week's Friday Reflections Pickleball lessons. As many of you know, I grew up under the halo of All Saints Church in Santa Barbara, where my father, who art in heaven, was rector. Not only did I sing in the choir as soon as I could, which was before I could read, but I attended youth group as soon as I could as well. It was a tall blonde surfer who inspired my perfect attendance, until something came up that led me to quit. This was the late 60s and early 70s. The Jesus movement was exploding, with huge crowds of young people praying and weeping and accepting Jesus as Lord and Savior. The good news is that there were many more youth coming to our relatively small youth group. The bad news is that there was a lot of standing, swaying in tight circles with arms around each other, but with backs blocking the outsiders like a strange football huddle. The result? You were in or you were out. At an early age, I seem to have been a bit of a crusader for the outsider. So this group huddle played over and over really bothered me. Surely this was not, I thought, the way of Jesus. When I tried to protest to the powers that be what I described as Christian cliques, I was told that the youth group had better numbers than we had had in years, and more Jesus. So I quit. My heart ached recently when someone watching our morning online worship pointed out to me that our ebullient embraces during the piece left many people literally standing on the outskirts of our inner circle. Surely not intentional, but also the unintended consequence of a loving tradition. That's why last Sunday I invited everyone to break it up a bit and to exchange the piece with those they did not yet know. Years and years and years ago, I was a pretty good tennis player. Tennis was wonderful recreation for Michael and me. In fact, we played tennis on our very first date. My hiatus from tennis with the onset of cancer has been a huge loss for us as well as for me. I've missed the gracefulness, the camaraderie, the familiarity, and the friendly competition. But recently, I found pickleball. And I must say, I have joined the pickleball movement sweeping the world. Please, do not hit pause or turn your attention elsewhere just because I've uttered the word pickleball. And please don't hate me or ridicule me when I am not present. Yes, it is loud, yet it is taking away tennis courts. But I can assure you it is not a cult. It is, however, addictive. Unlike what I experienced in the Jesus movement, and even all too often in USTA-style competitive tennis, pickleball has been incredibly welcoming to a rather frail and very tentative tennis player. Players who have tended to be on the older side have gone out of their way, not only to introduce themselves, but to explain how to score, when to stay out of the kitchen, where to stand, etc. They're not all color coordinated, let alone overly coordinated. They genuinely seem to appreciate each other's shots. They are often recovering from some ailment or another. And we have what we call organ recitals, limited to 5 minutes during our breaks to discuss our recent ailments. As a beginner, I have no memory of the way I used to play to get in the way of my having a great time learning something new and yet also familiar. After all, pickleball involves a court, balls, rackets, playing games, scoring, winning, losing matches. But it's all in the spirit of playfulness and fun. When I recently asked a longtime player why she loves pickleball so much, she said without hesitation, "It has made me reach out and talk to people I might not normally have spoken to. And it's given me a sense of belonging to a large, diverse group." Now that's the kind of church I would like to belong to. This large, diverse group is meeting up on tennis courts that have been converted to pickleball courts in literally tens of thousands of places all over the country, welcoming old friends, meeting new friends, incorporating everybody into round robins, and adjusting continuously to make each match better. So what is it about pickleball that is really so compelling? What might we take from pickleball and apply to other places in our lives, including our faith communities? First, it's made for learners. We are born learners. We come into the world and immediately we start soaking up evidence about how things work. We have an innate drive to learn new things and ultimately to perfect them. Just check in with my twin sister Julie about her grandson Levi and all that he is learning. Well, pickleball is all about learning. You have to learn the scoring system, which was designed to befuddle you. And how can you go from 4-0-2 to 0-4-1? You have to learn to let the ball bounce if you are in the kitchen. You have to learn where the kitchen is, and you have to learn to bounce back from failure again and again. Second, pickleball is kind of a great example of the beloved community. It's been said that pickleball has a unique way of blinding you to the even more stark differences between you and your fellow players: gender, race, age, orientation, or just about anything. It is routine to play with the opposite sex and folks 30 years your senior or junior, all in the same game. It requires us to work together, often with people we have never met. We show up at the courts and play with whoever else shows up. That is the joyful expectation and the exception to the diminishing portions of our lives where everyone is welcome. So I want to invite you to imagine what your life might be like if more of it was infused with the joyful, inclusive flexibility and deep learning, and even the unusual playfulness that is found in pickleball. Imagine what church would be like if we welcomed the stranger into our circle, no matter who they are and where they are in their journey of faith. If we rearranged our own seating so that a seat was saved for that newcomer, so that the magnificent rituals we all love are explained lovingly whenever needed. Imagine what school or family retreats or junior league or even school boards would be like if they caught just a bit of the culture and spirit of pickleball. Might there be a little less alienation, fewer turned backs, more joy, more love? I think Jesus would have loved pickleball.